Good day, everyone. I welcome you again to Simplified RSA. We are the guys who makes it look easy, like we normally do. And I strongly believe that doing past papers is the best form of gym to prepare for your exams, which is what we do here. We select the most challenging questions from the past question papers based on how we've seen students struggling, and then we do them here while we are explaining the entire content, how everything goes. So now, previously, I've been on and on and on about the difference between an expression and an equation, and then I've tried to do the two examples on different videos. So today, on our question, we have a combination of two questions which involves one which is an expression and another one which is an equation. Now, as we know, this is our question that we have for today. And the first question, you can see it doesn't have an equal sign, which represents an expression. So we have to simplify the following without using a calculator. And for today's one, we selected a bit challenging one, which it shows like it separates men from boys or girls from women. I don't know how to say this, but anyway, the second one, we have to describe the nature of roots of the equation. So you can tell that on the second one, we have an equation. It's because we can see there's an equal sign that compares the left-hand side as well as the right-hand side. And the first one is an expression because there's no equal sign involved at all. We just have to simplify that expression into its simplest form, which is not a problem. Let's just go straight to it. For the first one, we have to simplify the following without using a calculator. And you can tell that it's a whole lot of different of. So looking at the question we have here, we have to break it down step by step. As complicated as it may seem, if we apply the right rules for everything, which is the whole concept of mathematics, following the rules, right? Now, for this part here, if I have a squared here, one can tell that this is the same as root 8x squared minus x root 2 into root 8 x squared minus x root 2. Because it is a square, so meaning it is as double as it is here. Minus square root of 6 to the exponent x, 6 times 4 to the 6 times x to the exponent 4. Now, looking at the complicated parts here, I have a base of 3, I have a base of 3. I can tell the situation is exponents here, but then I have a base of 9 here. With the base of 9, this is what I know. I know that 9 is the same as 3 squared, right? This means if I have 9 to the exponent 1002, which is 1002, I can tell that this is the same as 3 squared to the exponent 1002. And somehow I know that I can multiply this exponent inside here such that I will have 3 to the exponent 2 times 1002. It's going to be 2004. That's what I would get. So if I simplify 9 to the exponent 1002 to the base, to make it a base of 3, I will result in this. So meaning up here, I will have 3 to the exponent 2004 minus 3 to the exponent 2003 all over 3 to the exponent 2002. This value sounds like the years. Anyway, now that we are here, we can simplify further. Now, let's simplify further. Like I say, step by step. Obviously, for this one, I'm going to do my foiling here. Now, for the next one, as we simplify, obviously, we're going to FOIL this part, meaning I will multiply this by that, and then I will come and multiply this by this, and then further on, I'll multiply this by that, and then I will multiply this by this, which is now, it requires your full attention of understanding of exponents. Anyway, I'm gonna try to simplify everything as we go, but with the first one, as you can see, with the first one, if I multiply root 8x squared times root 8x squared, this one is just gonna be 8x squared because it's the square root multiplying by the square root. So it's just gonna remove the square root and becomes that. Now look at this one. When we multiply 8 root 8x squared times x root 2. This is the situation that we have here, such that it should make sense. We have, here we have 8x squared times x root 2, right? This is the same as x times square root of 8x squared times square root of 2. Using the rules of square root x, this we can put this under the same square root because they are both involving a square root, such that it would result in having 8 times 2x squared, something like this, because the root means that we can put it under the same umbrella. Therefore, this will give us 8 is to 8 times 2, because they are both numbers. I can multiply this and I would have 16x squared. Now, square root of 16x squared, square root of 16x squared is the same as square root of, square root of 16x squared is the same as 4x, but then it's still multiplied by x, as you can see from here, meaning the whole concept now makes this multiplied by that, so I would have 4x squared. This means that if I multiply root 8x squared by x root 2, I would get 4x squared, which is, this is how we simplify the whole thing further. I hope it makes sense. So now, going back here, it means then I would have this times this would give me minus 4x squared. And because it's the same situation here, x root 2 times square root of 8x squared, it's still going to give me minus 4x squared again, because this one and this one are similar. Therefore, for the last one, I would have minus 2x squared, minus 2x squared. Because again, just to break it down, for the last one, to get the procedure, I have x times 2 multiplied by x times root 2. This is going to be the same as, so it's x times x, it's going to be x squared. Root 2 times root 2 is just going to be 2, because it's going to remove the root, so we'll have 2x squared. So that's what we have there. So, which makes the left part to be more simplified there. Now, let's focus on this. If I focus on this, obviously I would have a common factor between my complicated situation there. I have 3 to the exponent 2004, 3 to the exponent 2003, and 3 to the exponent 2002 below. I want to take out the common factor that will end up having to cancel the 3 to the exponent 2002 below. So I will take the common factor of 3 to the exponent 2002 up here. Therefore, this is going to be minus, or let me use the correct pen. This is going to be minus square root of 6 to the exponent 6 times 4, 6 times x to the exponent 4. And if I take out the common factor of 3 to the exponent 2002 up here, I would be left with 3 squared, because such that when I multiply back, when I FOIL it back, I should get what I had there. And we know that with exponents, if you have x to the exponent n times x to the exponent m, we just add the exponents to have m plus n, which is the application of this rule here. So the reason why I'm left with x with 3 to the exponent 2 here is such that if I multiply it back, I'm just going to add 2002 plus 2 to get 2004 up using the rule that I'm stating here. Therefore, minus 3 to the exponent 2003, and then we remove 3 to the exponent 2002 as a common factor. Here we're just going to be left with 3 only, which is 3 to the exponent 1, because if I multiply 3 to the exponent 2002 plus 1, it's going to give me 3 to the exponent 2003. Therefore, this is over 3 to the exponent 2002. Now we are getting somewhere, because we can tell that this one has to go. This will cancel that, obviously, because they are common, you see. Now, the next step is, it would be quite easy to simplify this part, because it's all like terms. We have 8x squared minus 4x squared minus 4x squared minus 2x squared. So 8x squared minus 4x squared minus 4x squared is going to be 0, because minus 4x squared minus 4x squared is minus 8x squared. So this side, we're just going to be having minus 2x squared that is left, minus square root of 6x to the exponent 4 times, now look at this. This one and this one are cancelled. We have 3 squared. 3 squared is the same as 9 minus 3. That's what we have. Now, we're breaking it down from the most complicated as it was, and then now this is what we have here. And interestingly, we can tell that we are getting closer to our answer. Now, the next part would be minus 2x squared minus square root of 6x to the exponent 4 times 9 minus 3 is going to be 6. You see, now I can multiply the 6 with the 6 now. Minus 2x squared minus square root of 36 to the exponent square root of 36 times x to the exponent 4. Now the answer is getting more visible, because we just have to simplify this to the simplest form. Now, let's simplify this part on the side quickly. 36, I know that, okay, sharp, let me put it like this. Square root of 36x to the exponent 4. I know that 36 is the same as 6 squared times x to the exponent 4, right? And I can simplify this however way I want, but then here I would have 6 squared times x to the exponent 4. And if I simplify this further, square root of this, or rather square root of 36 as it is just going to be 6. Or even if it's 6 to the 6 squared to the square root there, it's just going to be 6 multiplied by x to the exponent 4. Square root of x to the exponent 4 is just going to be x squared. So meaning square root of 36 to the exponent, square root of 36x to the exponent 4 is the same as 6x squared, such that here I will have minus 2x squared minus 6x squared. And then we have reached our destination now, because minus 2x squared minus 6x squared, if the signs are the same, you add and then you take that sign. So this is going to give us minus 8x squared, which is our final answer based on our simplification. So this is the simplest form you can get from this. If you reduce this complicated thing here, if you reduce it further, it's going to result as minus 8x squared. So this is an expression. You can see there was no equal sign involved. We just simplified it from complicated as it was, and then we wrote it in the simplest form, which is just one term, minus 8x squared. So that's for the first one. So from the previous question, I think you can tell that understanding the rules of exponents is very much important. For all grades, actually, mathematics is the same. If you get the basics, it would be easy for you to apply the basics in future. Regardless of what grade are you, you have to get the basics first, such that you can tackle the biggest, scariest questions that you can ever face in your life, whether should it be mathematics or physics. For the second one, we have to describe the nature of roots for the equation. as they are stating, it is an equation because it involves an equal sign that compares the left-hand side to the right-hand side. Now, with the nature of roots, we've been talking about this also in other videos, but otherwise, let me explain this. Here, we are given 5x squared minus 2x minus 7 is equals to 0. And we can tell this is a quadratic equation because it's similar or it is related to an equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Now, with the nature of roots, we know that the solution for this equation is given by the quadratic solution, which is x is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And then whenever you have to analyze the nature of roots, we say that the nature of roots, we analyze this part here and we call it our delta, such that delta is equals to b squared minus 4ac. This is the part we want to analyze. While we're analyzing this part, we have to find out, is the value of delta greater or equals to 0? Or is the value of delta less than 0? Or is the value of delta equals to 0? That's the first thing we want to know. Now, based on our analysis, if we get that delta is greater than 0, we always assume that the roots are real. We say we have real roots and they are unequal. If delta is less than 0, we say we have imaginary roots. We have imaginary roots, and those roots, they are unequal as well. And for a case where delta is equals to 0, we say that we have real and equal roots. Real and equal. So this is our analysis here. Now, going back to our question, we have to describe the nature of roots of the given equations. And we can tell that the value of A is 5, the value of B is minus 2, and the value of C is minus 7. Let's analyze our data, our delta. So delta is B squared minus 4AC. And B is minus 2 squared minus 4. A is 5. C is minus 7. What value do I get? If I punch this on a calculator, I will get, when I punch this on a calculator, I get 144, which is a positive number. 144 is greater than 0. So the nature of roots for this equation is, I got a situation where delta is greater than 0. So we have real and unequal roots. I don't know why I wrote this like this. We have real and unequal roots like that. That is the nature of roots for the second question. Thank you for watching. We are Simplified RSA, the guys who makes it looks easy. Please suggest on the comments what topic would you want us to discuss and what do you think you are struggling from. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us in all our social media platforms. I'm Mr. My Money, and for today, this is where we go.